Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and then this will be my day 650 box show and tell. I think I'm a little bit over 650. Let's look at that here. Yeah, 657. But I thought I would talk about, how I'm doing in the game, how I feel about where the game is now, and then where it is going to go. But if you saw in my record sheet, I have 41 7 stars. I don't have exactly 41, some of those were like where I made 2 and then fused them together. But here's who I got at the moment, and I'm feeling pretty good about where I am. I've beaten all content in the game except for Scorn of the Marching Beasts, and I don't really care about finishing that. But yeah, I can beat everything with what I have here. I've said this every box show and tell, but I was pay to play the first 4 months until the first Nier banner, and then I've been free to play since then, over a year I think. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at. To talk real quick about characters that I have been liking lately, let's see. Rydia, of course, still one of my favorite characters. I'm using her for like story quests and world quests to unlock all of those missions. And then Lid and then 2B here, those are my best breakers. I have more feelings for Lid, but 2B just keeps being good. I thought she was kind of tricky, to maintain her rotation in order to make sure that the boss is broken at all times. But she's actually more solid than I was expecting. And then I've been potting her up to give her lots of HP and defense and spirit, so she has even more survivability now. I haven't been using her very much for damage, but I might look more into that. I've tried her out a few times with like fixed dice, but I might try more like dual wielding with lightning weapons to see how that works. Roberta is still low, but I haven't used her very much. Zargbath is still my #1 buffer. A2 is still one of my favorite chainers with Laswell. And then, here's Grimlord Sakura and Sophia. In my review of Sophia, I was talking about how it's kind of sad to have this pair, but now I'm very, very grateful because they're excellent partners together. And yeah, they're kind of my first heavy rotation magic users that I've ever had, so I've been enjoying them a lot. So I am happy to have them. And then Rena, she's been my kind of #1 healer lately. Sometimes when I do need re-raise, then I'll use Ayaka instead, but for the most part, it's been Rena. Illusionist Nicole, I've been using him a little bit more lately. I've been kind of experimenting with more like different tanks and stuff. And then here are kind of the bench characters. Ace, I bring him out every now and then. He's still useful. Folan, he's fun to do like jump damage with. Marquis de Leon, I haven't used him as much lately, but I kind of feel like I haven't needed provoke tanks as much lately. I've been using Elfrida more recently than him, but yeah, I still dust him off every now and then. His stats are still pretty good for the current stage of the game. Veritas of the Light, use her once in a while. Hyo, I've never really used once to beat any high-level content. I've never really needed him. And so, like, looking at how I haven't needed him, I've been kind of wondering like how much I'm going to need Axstar. I do have some select tickets saved up, maybe, to use to get him. But, if other chainers like my Laswell and A2, and then maybe Reagan later, are going to be good enough, maybe I won't need Axstar, and then I can save those select tickets for somebody else. Balthier I've been having fun with lately. I've been taking him to old Esper quests, and it's been fun just to use him. I think before I was focusing too much on his trick weapon rotation. It was really improved from JP in Global. But, you could even just skip that and like give him like elemental weapons or even imbue from other characters and then still do great damage. So maybe when Balthier gets enhancements, I'll do a second review of him. Ayaka is still great. Elfrida's pretty good. I used her to beat Alexander And then some other guy, some Esper maybe. But yeah, she's pretty good. She only has the 55% breaks, but I found that if your elemental resistance and your damage mitigation is high enough, that's enough. So yeah, she's perfectly fine there. Duke I don't really use because Roberta kind of does all the same stuff, and then she's all potted up. Prompto, I'm looking forward to his enhancements. He'll be good. Bosch is a really solid mainstay for me. Nicole I like when I need like flood chaining or water imbue, but usually I rely on Zargabath. Olive I use once in a while, and then I have these other guys here. As for characters that I could make to 7-star but haven't yet, that's like Jediah, Roy, who else? Leela. But yeah, I haven't really felt the need to do any of these guys. What I'm doing with my leftover stamina, just because there hasn't been too much to do lately, is that I'll take characters through the Chamber of Experience just to raise their level. And then I did that with Tita, just natural, energy refill, and then that took maybe a week or a little bit more than a week with all of the EXP farming stuff that I have. So that was cool to, max his level for free, basically. I'm doing that for Reagan now as well. But yeah, if there continues to be nothing to do, then I'll just keep doing that. And that works as a nice segue to talk about the current state of the game. It's not in a good place at the moment. There are lots of people, online talking about how there's no new trials, which is true. It has been a while since there has been any of those. And then there's been lots of limited banners, which kind of puts like weird pressure on the players to either play or to be sad about not pulling those limited characters. Those two things, they don't bother me too much, but that's just kind of because my view of the game, or the way that I play the game, is different from maybe some other people. The trials are not the thing that I enjoy the most about the game. I like the daily grind, and then just kind of gathering equipment and abilities to make your character stronger. I'm a collector at heart, so I like to get characters and then make them stronger. The trials are cool, but when they're done, I'm more relieved than happy. And then I don't usually like to go back and play them again, unless I miss like a mission or something. And then as for the limited banners, I skip all of them, so it doesn't matter to me, however many they put out. If another limited banner comes out, that's just another opportunity for me to save resources, like Lapis or tickets. And I'm really trying to concentrate my resources on the just kind of the general pool, because I figure every limited character that I summon, that's going to be one less general pool character that I summon. And so that will lower my chances of getting 7 stars or super TMRs of those characters. And then of the limited characters that I have now, where I have only one copy, let's see. That would be Felix and then Tiana. 2 Christmas characters, neither of which I care to get to the 7 stars, so I can forget about them. And then I have one Halloween character, which I would like to get to 7 star, and that's Demon Rain here. He may get a prism, which you can buy with trust coins later. There's no real precedent in JP for holiday characters being offered their prism. If his prism is never offered, then I'll never get 7-star Demon Rain, which is fine. But that just means I can save my trust coins for other stuff. But yeah, those are the only 3 limited characters that I have as 6-star. And then since I'm going to be skipping all limited banners from now, I never really have to worry about the limited banners or using trust coins to get those prisms. So that's some nice peace of mind for me there. And then looking forward to where the game is going to go, and then, kind of maybe reading the room among JP players. JP is also not in a very good state as far as how people are feeling about the game. I think the move to the 7-star meta was done too quickly in the life of the game. Because what it does when you move to the 7-star meta is that it slows down the progress for players a lot. Back in the 6-star meta, you could pull one copy of the character and then, level it up, and then you could use it to, beat the current content. But now you need to pull two. For free-to-play players or even dolphins, this is going to be, difficult to do. If you don't mind waiting, you can pull what you can when you have the stuff, and then just maybe wait for like a second copy down the line. But that could be months, it could be half a year, it could be a year. So in that sense, the progress for those dolphins and free-to-play players is going to be much slower from now. I think people in JP are really feeling it. I don't know if people in Global are feeling it as much as they're going to be later, because we're still on the high of having gotten all of the Global 7-star Awakening batches. I got my 40 or so 7 stars here, which makes me feel really comfortable like where the game is now. But depending on how long these characters are going to be good, I'm going to be feeling the pinch sometime later, or maybe sooner. The answer to combat, this slowing down of the pace of the game, is going to be select tickets. I really do feel that way. But, the global version and even the JP version, they've kind of clamped down on passing these out, which is really too bad. And then in the global version of the game, they've kind of turned it into like a premium item that only paid players can get, and that's not the way that they should be treated. The select tickets are there to keep free-to-play players and then dolphins in the game, just because it is going to be so much slower to get 7-star characters. Select tickets really are just a luxury for pay-to-play players. But yeah, with the global moves of putting the select tickets in pay-to-play bundles, or as a free reward for going to the Fan Festa, I think that's totally missing the point of what the select tickets are for. Looking at how the JP version of the game is handling that, I don't see a bright future for select tickets in the global version. So yeah, I'm going to hang on for as long as I can as a free-to-play player. But yeah, where the game is going, it's really going to put pressure on them to become pay-to-play players. Or quit. And then I'm going to be quitting before I become a pay-to-play player in this game. All of that being said, I still do enjoy the game. So yeah, I'll just be lightly doing the daily events, and then I'll play the high-level events as they come out, and see what the future holds for me in this game. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.